Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Ocean's Pit, a little show about big things. Having a great day today. All right, so you woke up with a little snow, and it is November. It is Monday, November 10th, and welcome, folks, to Ocean's Pit. Monday through Friday at noon, little lunchtime fun. Guys, check the website, TonyOceanMusic.com. Give us a call at 847-769-8609 to book a show. Every show is dedicated to the first responders, the men and women in the military, and, of course, our veterans who fought for our country. We do appreciate it. We got a great show for you today, and we love Mondays. And don't forget, we got a busy week. Tomorrow, Twisted Tuesday with Carol Brandolino. Wednesday, my good friend Rob from the Generations Band will be with us, folks. Thursday, Toxic Thursday again with Carol Brandolino. And then Friday, folks, my good buddy Donnie Drama. Donnie Drama, New York City will be in the house, folks. We talk about the crazy stuff that's going on in New York. That's this Friday, the return of Donnie Drama from New York City. We got a great show lined up for you guys today. It's showtime. Let's go to work. Monday. Oh boy, what it is. Hi guys, how we doing? And Ocean's Pit. Boy, oh boy. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot to recap, as we would say in the radio biz, or now their podcast biz, or whatever it is. But we got a lot to talk about. So let's get right down to it. Before we do that, let's talk about our friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, and they got great deals going on for you wonderful people. That's right, folks. Blackstone 28 griddle with hood. That's $279.99 regularly. Now, it used to be $399.99. Now it's $279. 30% savings. Get a free $10 gift card when you purchase a $50 gift card, and save up to $150 on Milwaukee Pack Out. Save between $50 and $150 on Milwaukee's modular Pack Out tool storage system when you spend $109 or more. They got so many great deals. Our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. All right, so what do we we got recap about Bears. We'll recap about the weather. We'll recap about Tony Ocean and friends. But let's get with you guys right now. I want to start off, first of all, by Chicago Prime Steakhouse on Friday night, which was a big success. I want to thank you all for coming out. Jerry Jams and everybody in the crew, do appreciate it, of course, and making Friday a lot of fun there, which I've been there almost now 8 years. Yeah, 8 years on Fridays. So thank you so much for that. Let's get to Saturday night. I want to thank our friends from the Woodstock Country Club. It was a private event, and what a great time it was. These people were on fire. I mean, from the minute we hit the stage with Ocean's Rat Pack, they were into it. They were laughing. They had a great time, even though outside was raining and snow. But thank you, everybody, from the Woodstock Country Club. Of course, Bill Saratella, Elliot Wimbush, Jerry Jams. I want to thank my good buddy Jerry Maselli. Jerry, thank you for dropping off that big bottle of Jack Daniels. It really helped the show well. So thank you so much. And then we're going to talk about the big one, folks, and that's Tony Ocean and Friends show. That was yesterday at the Des Plaines Theater, Ron Onesti's Des Plaines Theater. And I've done shows like that before. I did my 35th anniversary show there. I did my Dean Martin special there, tribute to Dean, plus the St. Jude stuff that we do at Nick's Hodges, and the Dream Police. It's a great theater to be at, and just working with the Ron Onesti organization, they always do an incredible job. This was my thing, and people are saying, Tony, you can see Tony, and it makes a lot of sense. Listen, guys, I agree with you 100%. You could see Tony Ocean 5 days a week. Why are you going to spend extra money to go see him at a theater on a Sunday with predicted snowstorm and there's football? Why would you do that? But here was my thing. And first of all, I need to thank Ron and Rich Onesti and the whole staff there, Jessica and everybody, John Maggio and the people that Ray, the sound crew, light crew, and everybody that puts those production shows together. And they're dealing with the headlining acts that come in from all over the country, all over the world. And then, you got your local guys like us, and they still give us the best treatment, just like we're a national act. And it was very, very cool. Up to the backstage with the tea and coffee and soft drinks and water and everything you need, dressing rooms and posters that you can sign. And, they give you all. I mean, it's just a professional thing that Ron Onesti does, and his crew and his team, as he would always say, and his team. So here was my logic thinking, and you guys seen my show if you're watching this show, you've seen my show, or you're following my show, or whatever it is, or you're just bored and that's why you're tuning in today. But my logic was to bring in some of these artists that perform in Chicago, and don't perform a lot, and just get them out there in a more public eye and a bigger stage. And there was some like that, and some have already been on the bigger stage. So that was my mentality and doing it. We couldn't do it on a Saturday because Ron couldn't put us probably on a Saturday. Maybe next year, but now since it was a very good turnout for what we expected. We weren't expecting to sell out, folks. It's Sunday. It's football. The Bears are doing good. Storm, we took a shot, and I am loyal. I can't believe the people that did show up and stayed for the whole show and enjoyed it. And I'm very humbled for that, man. You even got wife to come out with my sister Natalie. They even came out to the show. So, and it's just magic from the minute the show started. And you know what, folks? Look. Got a band, half track, half live. It's a little, it's not perfectly, it's loose. We're loose. Things are going to happen. It's just part of a live show. Just like when you guys watch this, something happens every day. It's fucked up, right? But that's what makes it so cool. And just to get these great entertainers who actually spent their time coming out on a Sunday when they're all busy doing their own stuff, and they came out and we all came together for this great event. And it's just showcasing some of these singers. Now, some of them have been around for a long time and play the music scene all the time. And some guys don't play as much, and some guys you've never seen at all, to most of the audience that was there. And then what was also great about that, folks, and I'm going to mention all the entertainers and the band and everything like that, but what was also when you get support from other entertainers that are working on their weekends, and they still take time to come and support other local artists. I'm humbled and I'm blessed that happened. I mean, I had my buddy Miles Green there. I had my buddy Ellie Weinhardt there. I had my Bina Karma, who came in. I didn't get a chance to see her. I know she was in back, but she put a little shout out to me. My buddy Bill Saratella, who just seen me the night before. Of course, Rick Sorcy from the Cave Dwellers was there. Nick and Phyllis Sahajas, the piano man. I don't know if I'm forgetting somebody, but that was cool in itself because they're coming to the show and they're coming on a Sunday and they're coming to see some acts of what's going on, and it was just a great time. David, thank you so much for coming and bringing the cigars. I really appreciate. Marion, I hope you're feeling better. Sandra, Patrice, Yolanda, how are you guys all doing? Jerry Maselli, great seeing you again. Albert, great seeing you, buddy. Nina, you weren't feeling well, honey, but get yourself rested up. And we'll see you next time for sure. But it was just an incredible event, and I appreciate that. So I need to shout out, because it's important. I need to shout out first, like I said, Ron Onesti and Richie Onesti, the whole staff, Johnny Maggio, everybody with Onesti Entertainment. Backstage, Jesse, you did an incredible job treating us like we're superstars. Really, it really is. Of course, the main event band. What am I going to say about the main event band? The most loyal, hardworking bunch of guys that put up with my shit all year round. Start off with Danny Ramundi on saxophone percussions. I want to thank the professor, Daryl Armanstad. I want to thank, of course, Jerry Jumpin' Jams, emceeing and stuff, helping me out. Doing this part of the show. And of course, Double T, Tony Toto on drums, background vocals. I got a very great band behind me and great support system. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You guys are hard workers and I love you to death. And then the people that showed up, friends I've known for a while. Some are not, we're not that close, but we've worked together. Of course, Matt Cassane, funny man. I've known him 30 years. He came out and did Chris Farley to start the show off after Ron Onesti was very nice and came out and introduced and said some nice words about me, Ron. I appreciate it. And then he came out for the second set as President Donald Trump. And of course, it's a Tony Ocean show. You're going to get some Trump, whether you like it or not. But here's the funniest thing. When Matt Cassane came out to the YMCA doing the dance, he had the suit and the red tie. I always thought when he has the hat on, it said, "Make America Great Again." No, it said, "Make welding." Because he's a comic. It said, "Make welding great again." Remember welding in school? I just noticed that when I looked at the pictures today. So Matt Cassane, thank you so much for your funniness that you do and the friendship you do. Lisa P, knocking it out of the park. You see Lisa P with me once a month at Positano's. We worked together for a long time. She's incredible and a sweetheart, and what a great voice. Stephanie Lemon Brigner, of course, with Nick Sahaja's band, and of course her own band as well, and just a sweetheart and a great voice. And the songs they picked fit perfectly. Of course, we had Christian Knievel. Of course, I met Kristen a couple years back, and I brought her to some of the gigs that we were doing to make you guys familiar with her. And then, of course, she's done her own stuff on her own with John Guarini. We'll talk about that as well. But she came out and did her thing, and it was fantastic. And of course, John Guarini also joined and played the band that night. So we had two keyboard players. We had John on keys and Baby Graham piano and singing, and plus he did his own song. And then we had Daryl Armanstad on the other side. So Johnny G, fantastic job as well. My old buddy, my fishing buddy, Ronnie B. Elvis, doing a hunk of love and stuff. He did a great job. Louis Pipes, little Bobby Darin, baby. Fantastic. And my good friend Jenny Impardo, of course. I've known Jenny for a long time, and this is probably one of the first times she's played with me. So it was a great, and I need to thank you all again, all of you, for coming out. And it was just an incredible show. And it was camaraderie, and it was loose, and it wasn't like, perfectly, every note had to be. It's loose. It's fun. That's what it's about. That's what we're supposed to do. We go out there, we show our talent, and the people that were there had an incredible time. And like I said, you guys, some of the people that were in the audience still see me 3 nights a week or 2 nights a week, and they're still there on a Sunday, and they didn't have to be. So I've got the most loyalist followings of people, and I know how to thank you, or I don't even know how to express more, but God bless you all for coming out and supporting local talent. And so hopefully now you'll come and see some of these other artists when you see their names somewhere. And I think it's important. Maria, how you doing? Dennis, Jimmy Parker from Nashville. Joanne Lulo, great seeing you last night. It was just great seeing some of the people. So I do appreciate it. All right. Now, Mom, Friday, Mom finally took, after her surgery 2 weeks ago, they took that little heart thing. They put that little unit on her to make sure that the valve is still working and everything. So Friday, we got to take it off her, and we put it in a box, and you put it to UPS, and you send it back to the hospital, whatever it is. And then the 24th, another week, we'll be bringing her to the doctor for a checkup. But she's at 99%. She's doing fantastic, and she feels like a completely new lady. We're going to take my mother out tonight. Her birthday's on Thursday. But since I'm working with me, my sister Tanya, and my wife Laura, and my sister-in-law Natalie, we're going to take her out to dinner tonight to her favorite place, New Star in Elmwood Park. So, Keith, how are you doing? Yeah. So Ron loved the idea. I want to keep doing it. We want to put it out there and do maybe some play around. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And it was good. And I want to thank you all. Vince Amore, Carol, I hope you're feeling, looks like your post said you weren't feeling that well. So I hope you feel better, my friend, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Ocean's Pit. It sucks this time of year when you get sick. It really does. So everything is good with my mom. God bless with that. So what a success of the 200 people that were there. And some of the people cancel now, some people cancel because the snow is another thing we're going to talk about. There was stuff on social media, or even when you see some of these weathermen, I know they're just trying to do their job. And most of the time they're 99% they're good, but there's always that one thing that's always like crazy. 11 inches, 12 inches of snow. It scared the shit out of people. It scared the shit out of me. John Leonardi, Vice President of the Italian Sports Hall of Fame. Great seeing you and your brother, Johnny, along with Anthony. And, of course, Carmela from Trico. Thank you guys very much. So the snow thing. And then all this snow was coming. Oh, people were running out of the house going to get bread and peanut butter because we're going to be locked in. Oh, the pathetic things. And here's what I don't understand, ladies and gentlemen. We live in Chicago. We've been through this. We go through this every year. And when the first fall comes, Ronnie B., great job, brother. Danny Raimondi, great job. Love. Karen, great seeing you last night as well. And then when the first thing of snow hits, people panic like their house is like there's going to be a riot. It's snow. It happens. We're in Chicago. It's in the middle of November. Okay, so we got a little early this year. Ellie Weinhardt, great seeing you. Melon and Reed, I hope you're okay, and I hope your fiance is doing better, my friend. So the snow thing. Oh, my God. Now, coming back from the gig, there was no snow. Now, when I woke up this morning, we had snow. But look, after all the 11 to 15 inches. Now, granted, southern parts up in upper New York, upper Illinois got 10 inches, 11 inches, whatever it was. Kenosha got 9.5 inches of snow. Midway got 2.6 inches of snow, and O'Hara got 1.6 inches of snow. So, scary. Oh, my God. Ricky Stokes, what's up, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so that's another thing that just always, oh my God. So now you got now we got our first clip. So maybe when the next one comes, every second post on social media won't be winter storm, winter storm, winter storm every time. Julie Jewel, how are you doing? Hey, they fired your coach. Yeah, they fired my coach, but that's all right. We're going to get a better one. Miles Green, great seeing you yesterday, my friend. Buddy, as you are, my brother, always a cheerleader, go up there doing your stuff and always getting the audience going, buddy, with the ooh-cha and stuff like that. And buddy, Thank you so much for what you do, pal. And we'll talk about the Bears as well, folks. But let's get to some other stuff here, folks. Looks like the Senate now very close to this government shutdown. 60-40, I guess the vote was. So they're getting closer to hopefully we'll get this government shutdown over with. But I don't know how many days it's been, but it's been the longest, I think, in a long time. So hopefully the government will get up and running again, and some parts it will be as crooked as it was before. I don't know. But at least some of these government job people will get their jobs, like the people at the airports and the military and places like anybody that works in a government job. I'm not really cared too much about Congress making any money because they've been taking money from us for years. But I'm talking about the regular, everyday guy a guy or girl who works for the government and was shut down and had to lose money and stuff like that. I'm just hoping it gets it back up. Thank you, Sandra. Right? What do you expect? It's snow. And that's all you got. That's what I got on the social media yesterday. All the snow. And then you know what? Every other one was the snow is coming. And the other post after that was McDonald's is bringing back the McRib. The McShit, what it should be. I remember when I was a kid and they had the McRib. It's rat. I don't even know what that is. And I haven't eaten in 25 years when it first came out. The McRib. Oh, I can't. I'm sure the lines are lined up for McDonald's McRib. And it was on every social media page. The McRib is back. What's wrong with you people? The McRib. All right, so busy schedule this week. We're going to be this Thursday. We're going to continue the party at Tavern on the Point on the 13th, and we're celebrating my good friend Christina from Pizza Boy Pizza and the TV show Smothered. It's her birthday. Big bash, open to the public this Thursday. Tavern on the Point in Edison Park this Thursday. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse, folks. And Saturday, Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy with the Main Event Band at 8:30. And then I'll be back there on Sunday as well for Sinatra Sunday. That's a new time on Sunday. I think Toto's with me or Jerry. I'm not quite sure who's with me on Sunday, but I have to look at the schedule. It's 4:30 start on Sunday instead of 3:30 now, 4:30. So anyway, busy week, busy schedule, good stuff. All right, so guys, next Tuesday, Mega Million. Are you going to play it? $900 million. Next Tuesday, the Mega Million. Take a shot. Take a shot. Peter, happy Monday. You'll be 66 tomorrow. Happy birthday, brother. Peter Prado, happy birthday. Early birthday, pal. Happy birthday. All right, let's talk Bears. I was in a great mood when my Giants were beating the Bears. And then, of course, fourth quarter, they come close, and they beat my Giants. And the Giants are what, 1-2 and lost 7. Not a great team. Then the quarterback, Dart, gets hurt with the Giants. That didn't help. But the Bears win again. And it just, thank God I had the show because that kept my mind happy. And the Bears fans are going crazy. And they came back and won. But again, they beat a bad team. And my Giants are a bad team. Now they're going to get a new coach. Maybe John Gruden, I hear. Maybe Belichick, I hear. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But it is what it is. Ugh, horrible. But if my quarterback, Dart, didn't go down, it would have been a whole different ball game. Whole different outcome, in my opinion. All right. As I'm, born and raised Italian, there is, and I think we've talked about this a few times before, there's a lot of stereotypes when it comes to Italians. And just almost like any nationality or anything, there's always some sort of stereotypes. Irish people are drinkers. Jewish people are cheap. Italians are in the mob, right? Blah, 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 blah. There's always that thing that goes with all the nationalities. Now, here's the stereotypes to some degree. There's 5 of the things for Italians. And they're not completely wrong. They're just, everybody just assumes, number one, that you're loud. Assume. Now, I know Italians that are not loud. They're very quiet. They're laid back. They don't yell. I'm loud. My hands, I'm loud. That's me, loud. So I fit that stereotype. But there's a lot of Italians that are not like that. We're not all loud and screaming and yelling and hand gestures and grabbing our crotch. It's not all like that, number one. And then number 2 is the hand gestures. Yes, I speak with my hands. When I'm on the phone and I'm giving somebody directions, I'm saying, go like this, so they can't see me doing that. But yes, I fit that stereotype. But I know a lot of Italians that don't use their hands. That's just a thing. It is. Number 3, the mafia. I'm so sick of the mafia thing. Yes, a lot of Italians were in the mob. But there was a lot of other mobs too. Irish had one, Jewish had one. Everybody had their own mobs. It wasn't just the Italians. Not every Italian is in the mob, folks. Jesus. Right? They do make some good movies, though. They have to admit. And then, of course, number 5 is mama's boys. The Italians are mama's boys. That's what it is. Talk with your hands. Absolutely. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Let's get to another great sponsor, our good friend Mary Grievous. Great seeing Mary and my buddy Jeff on Friday, and Carol and Gina. Everybody was there. My buddy Jeff Hunt came in town for just a couple of days before he takes back off and goes on his tour again. But yeah, I think he's coming back in December. Mary, just don't call me when you're ready to buy or sell. Contact me when you're considering buying or selling. She's your forever agent. Mary Grievous at StarkRE.com, 630-688-1725. Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate, available as buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, and expired listings. That's Berkshire Hathaway, my good friend, Mary Grievous. And then, of course, 60 Lorraine, who was there yesterday. She worked for Seventh Heaven. She also works with Jenny and Pardo. And she was at the gig last night. 61 days, 67 days till this cruise takes off the MSC World America, January 17th to January 24th. 7, Miami, Honduras, Costa Maya, Cozumel, Ocean Cay, Double T, Tony, Toto, Jerry Jams, yours truly. It's going to be a lot of fun, of course, with Seventh Heaven. So, ChicagoMusicCruise.com. Put it on there. Tell them you want to go see Tonio, or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725 if you want to go on the ocean with Ocean. Excited. It's good. All right. So we did a recap on a lot of stuff here today, folks. There's Brian. What's up, buddy? I hope you're doing well. And what more? Look, Pizza Hut is up for sale. This place has been around 65 years. I remember as a kid, Pizza Hut commercials, and then, right? And now it's up for sale. They said that the brand is losing its thing. Now, I don't know. It, of course, it's not the best pizza, obviously, but when you need to get something and you can't find one, it's not too bad. But up for sale. I mean, I don't know if people actually still buy that. Or what's the other one? Little Caesars. I'm sure people still Domino's. People still get that pizza. If you want something quick and you don't want to go through the time and getting right, it's still there. I don't know if Pizza Hut is still successful as it was, but it's for sale. And I'm sure some other company will buy it and keep it going. Food. Reason food is so expensive, because 42 million people are getting food for free. That's why our food is so expensive, because 42 million people are getting food for free. And this is like a broken record on the show, right? We've talked about this. We understand that there's people going through hard times, food stamps, all this stuff that's out there. It's made to help people who are going through rough times. It's not made for people to make this your living, and that's why we're having this problems with food, folks. It is what it is. Daryl Armistad, the professor, I think he's watching. Daryl, great job you did, my good friend Daryl, on Thursday and, of course, Sunday at the Tony Ocean and Friends. He was in the news last week. From when I got his story, if I got it right, if I remember it, because, I don't remember too much sometimes. I do, sometimes I don't. The hail damage hit his roof, and they went to call the roofers to come and repair it. They were starting to do the work. And then, of course, they're supposed to get paid after you do the work. Well, the company canceled their quote, whatever it was. So here is Daryl sitting there with Sonia thinking, oh, shit, how are we going to come up with this money? They canceled it. Then they call the insurance, and the insurance said they canceled it, and vice versa. So what did he do? He calls the NBC, bitches and moans about what he has rightly so to do. They covered on the news. Like 2 days later, bam, he gets his money, he gets his check. Of course. Nice job, Daryl. Nice job, brother. That's why we've seen Daryl on the news. Great job. Prayers for former head coach, of course, the former Super Bowl head coach, champ, Mike Ditka. He's not doing too good. He's been sick for a while, ladies and gentlemen, but we're praying for him and for the great coach, Mike Ditka, which I've had my great past with Mr. Ditka, coach. I've worked at his restaurant for about 2-3 years, do a lot of his stuff for him before I left him. And then I left Ditka's and I went to Jilly's, and then my show, everything else just skyrocketed after that for a long time. So, but my good Mike Ditka, God bless you. Say prayers for Mike Ditka. Kissing on the forehead. Now, someone said when you kiss somebody on the forehead, that's the show of love and is almost better than kissing someone on the lips. You ever been down to your loved one, give a kiss on the forehead? Some people say it's bad luck. Some people say it's good luck. I don't know. I kiss people on the forehead or on the cheek. I don't know. Man dies after farting 68 straight times in 1 minute. You can't get news like anywhere else. After you go on social media and you get the 15 inches of snow in O'Hare, 15 inches, and then you get the McRib, then the next one you get is this guy, man dies after farting 68 times in a row in a minute. You can't make this stuff up, folks. You just can't. It's true. True stuff. True stuff. There's Mary. How you doing, honey? Great seeing. Encouraging people not to work. There you go. Absolutely. Gino's on Harlem. Oh, hanging and banging. You got there's my buddy Jeff. Jeff, great seeing you, pal. On Friday, and when you come back in December, we're going to party, baby. We have some fun. But who's counting? Right. Exactly, Boyd. Who's counting? I mean, good point. Wait a minute, Boyd. I just got this. You're right. How do they know who was counting those farts? I mean, there's 68. They said he died with 68 farts in 1 minute, and the guy died. Now, come on. Who's counting? The guy, his wife or next friend with one time with those clicker? 1, 2, 3. What? Mary Flowers. Hello. Great seeing you, Jeff. Quite the shithead. Oh, you guys got the good shit jokes today. Okay. All right, folks. Here's some scary. Look, class reunions. Let's talk about class reunions. Let's be honest, folks. High school, grade school reunions. Let's be honest why we even go to these things. I don't think anybody wants to go. All right, let me just ask the question. Was probably at a birthday party. Yes, hanging and banging. Could have been. All right, let's think about high school reunions or grade school reunions or whatever it is. I've never been to one. I'm always working, so I never got a chance to go to any of mine. First one of the questions is, how many people have actually went to a high school reunion? How many people have actually done that? Okay, number one. I don't think really people want to go. I think that people want to go to the high school reunions for two things. Just to see, now, Marion, great seeing you. Kathy Eppolito, how you doing, my friend? Marion, you went. Okay. Marion, we got to get you to sing a song at one of the Tony Ocean shows, my friend. Okay, Ellie, you go to all of them. Peter, you go to, okay, now what's the main reason why people go? I think they go for two reasons. They go to see that the jocks and all the bum that used to be picking on you when you were in high school, to see how fat they got or how ugly they got. I think people go to these high school reunions what people look like. Oh, remember how hot she was in school? What happened to her? Or remember how popular he was? Or he was the jock, and look at him now, right? I think that's it. They want to see if these people gained any weight or if they got ugly. That's got to be at least half of them. Maybe the other half really want to go and see people and be friends. Hey, man, let's catch up and stuff. But I think the main reason why, and it's just me speaking out of my ass, main reason I do believe is what, right? That's it. 9, 10, 24. So, Kathy, you've been to all of them. Okay, so Kathy's been to all of them. And some people like going, and some people, but you have to admit, there you go, Mary, thank you. They agree. They go to show off what they have. Oh, this is what I got. Or maybe you were a nobody in high school. You know what I mean? And then you get there, now you're like, became a big. So even I get kicked off my own show. Okay, here you go. But now I'm back. Anyway, but I think that's what and I don't know. When I went, I had small people along with other people, like they didn't give a shit and I didn't give a shit. So for me to go back there would have been a couple people I'd like to see, maybe if I go. Yeah, like David, I've never went to mine either, buddy. I never went, but I think that's the main reason why people go. Both catch up and see other guys. Yes, and I got it. There is listen. I'm not saying that everybody. I think that the majority of people probably go to see. Let's go see what that shithead looks like, or let's see if that woman still looks as hot as she did, or let's go see what they're up to. All right, and then let's be honest. When you go to these places, do you remember? I mean, I've not been to one, so I can't say by personal experience, but from what people tell me, when they went to their, it's like I didn't wreck anybody. Thinking here, they showed a mug shot. There was these teachers. They were arrested in Portland after one of their protests. Did you see this? 13 Antifa protesters. They took a picture. They arrested them. 20 of them. Out of 20 of those men and women arrested, 13 of them were teachers. 13 out of the 20 were teachers. They got arrested in Portland, the Antifa members. That's scary. They're teaching our children. That's scary. And we've talked about this with guests I have on my show, even with me and Carol on Tuesday or Thursday, when the teacher's supposed to teach the kids about life, not their personal beliefs. And that's the scary part when it comes to certain teachers. And I've talked to some teachers saying that they think the teacher's job will be gone. People will be doing stuff on computer now. AI stuff will be teaching your kids at home. I don't know. It's scary. 13 out of 20 were teachers, Antifa members in Portland. My ex-girlfriend went from big tits to pancake tits. Okay, hanging and banging. Great. They don't look the same. You have to look at their name tag. Right, Kathy? Right? People to look at their name. Oh, I remember you in shop. Okay, so you want to go to meet the man of your dreams? Okay, so there's an agenda out there. But right when you go up there, you go, wow, what the hell happened to you? Union demands participation. Ellie, you're absolutely right, my friend. And of course, if you were flying, I guess this past weekend, 5,000 flights were delayed because of the government shutdown at these airports. Not only that, they need to open up, and it looks like President Trump and they're getting down together to get this government opening up, and I think that's going to be good. Like I said, to get jobs back for people, and then when people are flying, and so they'll delay stuff and get everything some sort of normalcy again, if that's possible. David, great seeing you and Robin yesterday. Thank you so much, man. In the front row, cheering me on. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. It's Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. Yeah, it's that time for the weather. The JRC Ace Hardware weather, our good Ace Hardware friends from Ace. Today is Monday, November 10th. It's 33 degrees, 49% humidity, 11-mile-an-hour winds. It doesn't look like there's going to be any more snow in the forecast as of today. But that's the weather for you, 10th Monday here. The JRC Ace Hardware stores. All right. I was talking to my buddy Danny Raimondi yesterday, and his son is Conservative Ant, and he's fantastic. Conservative Anthony. He's got a lot of followers on social media. He's going to be in town on November 20th, folks. If you follow him on Instagram, please do. He's very funny, but he also knows his facts. And Conservative Ant, check him out. Well, he's coming to town to do some restaurant stuff. So we're playing Venutis in Addison Thursday, November 8th with the Main Event Band. So it'll be Tony Toto, Jerry Jams, and Danny Raimondi. So Anthony's father will be playing at Venutis that night. So Danny said, hey, why don't you get Anthony on the show during the day? So we're going to have Conservative Ant on Thursday also. On the Toxic Thursday as a little guest for a little bit, a couple minutes of his time because he's got a busy day planned. But then that night he'll be at Venuti so you can meet him and take pictures and whatever. So Conservative Ant, Thursday, the 20th of November, live on Ocean's Pit for just a couple minutes because I know he's a busy man. And then, of course, returning to Venuti's at night. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you, Danny, for that. I do appreciate that, buddy. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. A couple of people have died. Actor Peter Jackson dies at the past weekend. James Watson. He was one of the men, ladies and gentlemen, that kind of double shaped the DNA. Back in the time before they came up with it, he died at the age of 97 years old. When it was crimes and stuff, they couldn't get certain DNA. They couldn't figure out what it was, but he was the one that simplified it and made it easy to test, get this stuff with the DNA. So that's kind of cool. But he just passed away at the age of 97 years old. Also, Lee Tamahori, he was the movie director for the James Bond movie, died at 75 years old. Patty Maloney from Little House on the Prairie dies at 89 years old. Oh, God. And we were just talking about Pizza Hut. If your pizza, when you take it out of the fridge, tastes like shit when it's cold, that means that pizza tasted like shit when it was warm. Always remember that. People say pizza always tastes better the next day. Not necessarily true. Not necessarily true. Jimmy Kimmel show eruptively canceled on the 11th hour, and they showed a rerun. Supposedly he's going through some personal issues. We don't know what's going on with it. But I guess there was another post on Instagram saying that his wife and him are beefing because his wife is conservative and he's a liberal. And he's ripping on Trump all day, and she loves Trump. So there's a lot of that. I think we talked about this before. That's got to be awfully. John Guarini, Great job, my brother. And finally, after 2 years, we finally got some sort of gig together. And John Green did a great job at singing Feeling All Right. And more today than yesterday, and playing piano and keys. John, thank you so much, brother. And also all the rest. And we said in the beginning of the show how fantastic it all was with getting everybody together. We're going to do it again, of course, and it was a great job. Joe Contafio, too. It was great seeing Joe from Jade 50s. I snuck in to see Joe when I was 16 with a fake ID to go see him at the Thirsty Whale with Jade 50s, and it was just fantastic. And he just got back from England doing the Magical Mystery Tour thing in Liverpool, playing the Cavern, and all the stuff he did for the military, taking the troops. So he's just fantastic what he does. And John, again, we'll be talking tomorrow, John. We'll send something your way. So it was just a great event. All right, Jimmy Kimball's asleep. Now, that's got to be difficult. Jill, how you doing? Welcome to Ocean's Pit. Guys, imagine if you're a conservative and your wife's a liberal, or vice versa. How do you, and that's got to be, I mean, it had to be difficult in the past, right? But then since 2020, since the whole some people call it the flu, some people call it pandemic, since that whole craziness and the Obama and Biden and Trump, everything's completely changed, right? And imagine that. So here was something that was all over social media. Jimmy Kimball and his wife, of course, his wife's conservative and he's not. So every night on the air, he's ripping the president, someone that she likes. So that's got to be very difficult. And that's right. Veterans Day is tomorrow, John. But you know what, me, at my shows and Ocean's Pit, I plug Veterans Day every day for what the veterans did for our country. It's also the birthday of the Marine Corps, 250 years Marine Corps. Thank you so much for fighting for your country. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps. J.D. Vance, I think, was the first vice president to be a Marine. Very, very cool. So the Jimmy Kimball thing, and so we don't know why it was interrupted. They show a rerun, and then you hear a couple things. Who knows? You know, I never watched the show anyway, so I couldn't care less. We were talking about, and then we were talking about the new mayor, of course, of New York and the uproar that's going on there. But it's interesting. 2 boxes of uncounted ballots were found in Maricopa County. Uncounted. I mean, right? I mean, this corruption, it happens. Even the election before with Biden, when they found all these, all these boxes of uncounted stuff in the stream or wherever they found it in the woods somewhere. I mean, Jesus, can anybody win fair and square anymore? Yes, Dennis, they have to. It's going to happen. They're 64. They're getting close. I think very soon the government will open, like I mentioned at the top of the show. This is Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. What else we got coming up, folks? Like I said, Venuti's on the 20th of November. Positano's on Black Wednesday, or the day before Thanksgiving, with Lisa P. and Jerry Jams on the 26th. We'll be at Bellagio in Roselle on the 29th on a Saturday night with the Main Event Band, folks. Also, we're excited. We got a little birthday bash at Taverna on Division, one of my favorite Italian restaurants. Saturday, December 27th. We'll be celebrating 63 years old. We're going to have a little party. We're going to have some fun at Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. Then we're going to keep the party going the next day at Jamos in Mokina. So we're going to have a little north side bash, and then we're going to have a south side bash the next day on the 28th, which is actually my birthday. So I'm excited to be playing Jamos. I did it with the Rat Pack, but I never did it with Tony Ocean, the Main Event Band. So that's going to be fun. And then December 4th, we'll be at the Tivoli Theater. Christmas holiday show, Ocean's Rat Pack with Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones. My buddy Tim Seaton put that together in Downers Grove, the Tivoli Theater. Then we'll be in Indianapolis on the 6th of December as well. More to talk about. How about great to see my buddy Danny Mazzi and Robin yesterday. Armando Supermarkets, 925 Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois. Buy local, shop local at Armando's. Okay, the Gale Street Inn looks like it's going to return. 62 years is coming back for its famous ribs. I think the Gale Street Inn is in Des Plaines or Niles, right? So the new owner took it over. They're going to come back and bring back those famous ribs. Paper ballads. Thank you, John. We need to stop that. Salt and pepper make the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Salt and pepper. You see it real good. Bum, banana. Is that rock and roll to you? Why? We've been talking about this for a long time. Not only me, but Eddie Trunk does a big thing on it. He calls the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. People that talk about it, there's bands that should be in there that are not in there. They're only in there for popularity. Popularity. And I didn't even think Salt and Pepper. I don't know. Pushing real good, bro. I never knew it was Salt and Pepper until I just mentioned it. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's the rock. Stop calling it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You want to stop all the bullshit, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody that's listening or anybody that knows anybody about that has anything to do with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Music Hall of Fame. Done. Problem solved. Change the name. That's simple. I got new glasses. What do you think? Teeth are finally going to get fixed. Oh, that's going to be a painful day. Or at least after you get your teeth done. But anyway. Right? Sports. Paul Tallenbrew, he was former NFL commissioner, dies at the age of 84 years old. Lenny Wilkens, he was the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers when it comes to basketball, also has passed away. And also, you know what? We talk about supporting the first responders. Donna was at your show last night with Laura Mizzi, my cousin from Las Vegas. It was a great show. I live in Taylor Street. Well, Donna, thank you for supporting me at Taylor Street. It was great seeing you with Laura Mizzi. Of course, Laura Mizzi is the mother of Jenny and Pardo. Jenny was part of the show, Tony Ocean and friends. So, Donna, it was great seeing you. There you go. Music Hall of Fame, John. Perfect, brother. Perfect. Don't forget to see John Guarini with Dueling Pianos, and he's got his show that he does. Also plays with Kristen Knievel as well. So I always talk about the first responders, and you know what? We don't hear so much about. We hear about if a police officer was shot on duty or a fireman. This one here was from New York, firefighter Patrick Brady dies in a fire. A New York firefighter, 42 years old. Our prayers go out to the Brady family. I don't know if I didn't do much research to find out if he was married or had children, but and those first responders, I mention it all the time. You know, when they kiss their wife or boyfriend or partner or whatever, I don't even know anymore, but whatever they do before they go to work, they don't know if they're going to come back. You're not guaranteed. Nobody's guaranteed you're going to come back, but you know what I'm trying to say. Police officer, fireman, construction worker, window washer, or whatever. Train conductor. I mean, any job, you know, but some of these jobs, you know what I mean? And it's like they're all fallen heroes, and they serve to protect. It's got to be hard trying to even get into that field to put your life on the line every time. And you do. Obviously, there's downtime in these particular jobs, but you know what? It doesn't make a difference. They're climbing up mountains. I mean, climbing these buildings with the fire and the stuff like that. And the police officers got to go in. I wouldn't want to do it. So that's why I always admire any first responder. It's very, very. Every shift is a risk. Thank you, Mary. You're absolutely right. You never know. You never know. I was talking to Ron Onesti yesterday, of course, and thank you, Ron, if you're listening. I know Ron watches the show. I know he usually watches it later on reruns, but when it's played back reruns, what am I saying? But, you know, it was interesting. I was driving to the Des Plaines Theater to do the show yesterday for Tony Ocean and friends. And going down the expressway, and I see the billboard, Grand Funk Railroad, playing at the Des Plaines casino because they have a showroom now. But then you look at Ron Onesti's thing, and here's the show dates coming up, and he's got Mark Farner Now, if you follow Grand Funk, I really don't, but I do remember the singer. The main guy in Grand Funk was Mark Farner. He was the voice of Grand Funk. So Ron Onesti has the voice of Grand Funk. When I want to go see a band, is that original singer there? That's the show I'm going to go see. Then they come back with another Grand Funk Railroad. And they're playing like they were away from each other. Or what's it, I thought that was really weird. Carnival workers have dangerous jobs. Yes, they do. Yes, they do, hanging and banging. They do, especially, anybody, they're tough jobs. You're right. Good point. So that's got to be very tough when you got, and there's got to be bands like that, like Kevin DeBrow, whatever it was, like Quiet Riot would play. And then the new Quiet Riot plays, down the street, whatever. I mean, it's got to be very difficult for these club owners, these theater owners. And Ronnie's busting his ass every day, putting shows together, coming up with new concepts, putting stuff together to make these shows for people to sit and enjoy them. And I just think it's pretty shitty that there should be some sort of something in contracts to say if you can't play here. Because look, I know what it is with contracts for bands like us. If Ocean's Rat Pack or Tony Ocean plays the Blue Chip Casino in Michigan City, Indiana, we can't play the Four Winds for like 60 days or 90 days. If you're playing certain restaurants, sometimes they'll put it in, you cannot play another restaurant. And it makes sense. It makes sense. That's why I'm going to tell you for my point, for as long as I've been doing this, if Tony Ocean is playing in Schaumburg on Friday nights, you don't play another place in Schaumburg. You don't. It doesn't make sense. Now you're dividing your audience. You're dividing your audience. You're playing here. So if you're in that area, especially if it's a Saturday night or a Friday night, and there's entertainers that will play one place in Schaumburg and then play another place in Schaumburg. So this is the same thing when you have these major rock bands coming in. If Grand Funk Railroad is playing here, there should be something that says that Mark Fart, you can't, whatever the hell it is. So they're always fighting, and it can't be easy for the theater owners and the club owners. It can't be. And it's got to be difficult for the fans too, because the fans go, now I have to spend twice to see him at both places. You want to get the original sound, the original voice, you're going to go see Mark Farner before you go. That's just that one band. Robert Provenzano, my friend, how are you doing? Guys, it's come to the end of the hour, and boy, I'm telling you, it was also great seeing Craig and Wendy on Friday at Chicago Prime as well. And, of course, we're going to talk about my good friend Wendy and Craig, folks, when it comes to Imperialux, becoming your own bank. And like I said, we all try to put a little money away and invest for the future, becoming your own bank, putting the money to work for you and making your dream retirement reality with lifetime income. Wendy Thompson, Craig Conway help you create personal pensions, grow your wealth, secure your legacy. It's never too late to start. Take charge of your financial future today. Give them a call at 630-890-1213 or book them on Kenley for a free consultation and start building the retirement you deserve. That's Imperialux. Tell them Tony O sent you. Now, folks, just to let you guys know, we're working on another Tony Ocean and Friends show for 2026. And so it will be with some of the same people and some new people. And it looks like we might do it at the St. Charles Theater or the Speakeasy. We'll do that. Albert, Mark Carl, Front since 2000, since Mark is written out of the band. Okay, that's true. But still, Mark Farner is the voice of Grand Funk. So if I had Mark Farner playing it here, and I had Max Carl playing here. I'm going to spend the money on Mark Farner and seeing the real voice of Grand Funk Railroad, not the guy who took his place. Case closed. Because it says Mark Farner, but it still says formerly of Grand Funk Railroad. So if you're a Grand Funk Railroad fan, you know the lead singer's name was Mark Farner. He did all the hits. I'm in love with a girl talking about and of course, we're an American band, right? It's Mark Farner's voice. Mark Farner's voice. All right. But thank you, Albert, for that. And Albert should know because he works with the Ron Onesti organization over there. He knows all the concerts that are coming into town. Tomorrow is Toxic Tuesday, Twisted Tuesday. Carol Bandolino will be joining us. Wednesday, my buddy Robert from the band Generations. I think they're going to be at the Arcana or Displays coming up. So Rob's going to be on the show. And then Friday, of course, my good buddy Donnie Drama. You want to talk about New Yorker, baby? New Yorker. He was great last time he was on. My good friend from Connecticut, New York. Of course, the great Donnie Drama. Donnie Biaggi will be on the show this Friday. We're going to talk sports. We'll talk politics. We'll talk about the new guy in New York. Woo! That's Friday, baby. And don't forget, Conservative Ant going to be on the show Thursday, November 20th. And then at night, he'll be at Venutis in Addison, where the Main Event Band will be performing. And, of course, Conservative Ant, watch his show on Instagram. Follow him. He's fantastic at what he does. And, of course, he is the son of our sax player, the great Danny Raimondi. So it's going to be a good time on the 20th. Birthdays. And don't forget, Tavern on the Point this Thursday, celebrating Christine Bertoli's birthday. Christine, of course, from Pizza Boy Pizza and the TV show Smothered. Going to be a blast this Thursday. Tavern on the Point, Edison Park. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse. Saturday night, Tony Ocean, the Main Event Band at the Speakeasy, Ron Onesti's Club Arcada Speakeasy. That's at 8:30 hit. Then we'll be back solo on Sunday for Sinatra Sunday. And that's a 4:30 hit on Sunday, 8:30 with the band on Saturday. Oshows.com for tickets. Birthdays for Monday, November 10th. Mr. T, I pity the fool, 73 years old. Oz Cube, 59. Christopher Knight, better known as Peter Brady, turned 68 years old. Ronnie Woo Woo, Chicago Cubs, 84. Kathy Griffin, 65. Ugh. Did you see what she did to herself? Ugh. Mark Dawson, Grassroots, happy birthday. Brian Adams was just in town celebrating a birthday. Art Carney, hey there, Ralph. Ed Norton, of course, the great Art Carney celebrating a birthday. Pete Noon celebrated a birthday this past weekend. Past last 78 years old. Pete Noon of Hermits. J.D. Sothern, what a great songwriter. Adam Ant, Goody Shoe, Adam and the Ants, 71 years old. Roseanne Barr, 73 years old. Dolph Lundgren, 68 years old. Candice Bergman, Murphy Brown celebrating a birthday. From England, Lulu celebrating a birthday. And Catherine Johns, wasn't she on a radio host or a TV show, radio or television? I'm not quite sure. And the great Charles Bronson, birthdays. Oh, it's one of those days, folks. The casino has new owners. The racetrack people, they could care less about the Displays Theater. Absolutely, Albert, absolutely. I know. I want to thank you all again for listening. And again, thank you for Tony Ocean and friends, Daryl Armanstad, Danny Raimondi, Tony Toto, John Guarini, Jerry Jumpin' Jams, Matt Cassane, Lisa P., Jenny and Pardo, Christian Knievel, Stephanie Lemon Brigner, Joe Catafio, Louis Pipes, Ronnie B. Elvis. It was just one show after another. And the people that came out to see me, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we're going to do it again. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it. Absolutely. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things, folks. And we want to thank our great friends, of course, Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, folks. That's right. Christmas lights on sale all month long. Outdo your neighbors with strings of 100 starting as low as $9.99. Turkey brine, bags of Chef J's. Turkey brine only $8.99 down from $13.99, folks. And December 1st, 25%. December 1st, folks, 25% off all Christmas decorations. So if you're a last minute person, December 1st, 25% off all Christmas decorations at JRC Ace Hardware. And also Black Friday, 25% off all Carhartt clothes and jackets. Very, very cool. That is our friends from Ace. Ace is a place, buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, we will be back tomorrow with Carol Brandolino. Hopefully she's feeling well enough. But we'll be back here at 12 o'clock noon, guys. Remember, buy local, shop local, support local establishments, support live entertainment. And if this show offends you or any other show offends you, change the channel. Don't watch it. But remember, just because you were offended doesn't mean you're right. It's a crazy world. Let's try to do the best we can and respect each other's feelings. But be yourself, too. Don't play the hypocrite shit. Be yourself. Stick to what you believe in. And be kind to one another. Ringo Starr says peace and love. And we need it more than ever in this crazy world. God bless you all. Have a great day. Nick Hodges, Piano Man, take us out. See you tomorrow.
Time to go, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Guys, let's not forget Mama D's Breads are back. Mama D's Breads up and running now for the holidays. Holiday flavors are back. Pumpkin chocolate chip, cranberry, peppermint, caramel apple, and they still have the old favorites, banana, blueberry, chocolate chip, lemon. The list goes on and on. Text my sister Natalie at 847-533-0400 or private messenger Natalie Bosch, BOSCH. Bread start at $11. Order early for the holidays. Thanksgiving stocking stuffers. Mama D's Breads are back. Have a great day, everybody. Peace and love.